truck stop right now, and I've been back to work for probably 24 hours. I picked up a load, I delivered it, and then the next day, which is today, driving through Knoxville to get to, I believe, Athens, Tennessee. And as I'm driving, all my warning lights came on, and then went off. Then the radio went off, then the CB went off, then all the electrical stuff went off. And then while I'm driving, my RPMs go to 0 while I'm driving. So I'm down the street from the TA when it's happening. I was like, let me stop at TA, see if they can see what's wrong with it. I tell TA, the people at TA, what's happening with it. They're like, with something like that, with that many issues that it has, you should get routed to a dealer. I sent 2 messages to Breakdown. I sent a message to my DM letting him know what's up. And my DM was like, okay, I'll cancel all your loads. That broke my heart. I'm already not going to make any money. And to know that all the loads for this week and next week have been taken away from me. And what pisses me off is that I took my truck to the shop at the West Memphis terminal during home time. So I have videos of my truck acting up. And I was like, once I get to West Memphis for home time, I'm going to drop my truck at the terminal, give it to them. It can be fixed up. That way, when I start driving, I won't get stuck, shut down, or whatever. That was my plan. I go and I show them the videos, the mechanics at West Memphis. I show them the videos of my truck acting up, the noises it's making, and all that stuff. The guy was like, yeah, shouldn't be doing all that. It was a black guy. And then he was like, pull up to the door. I have someone look at it. This guy who's a white guy, he's the head mechanic, lead mechanic, wherever you want to call him. He was at orientation. Tell me why he turns my truck on and he looks at me and he says, I don't hear anything. The truck was making a squealing sound, and I showed him the video. He came up to me. He was like, what's wrong with it? I showed him the video. He hears it. He sees what's wrong with the truck. Then he gets in my truck, turns it on, and says, I don't hear anything. I was like, I just showed you the video. And plus, you have to drive the truck for it to do stuff. Like, of course, it's not going to do nothing if it's just idling. I was like, he's not going to fix this truck. He's going to come up with a reason not to fix this truck. So he was like, oh, I'll put a new belt on it. And I think I even have a video of the conversation I had with him talking about he don't hear nothing. So he says, I'll put a new belt on it. That should fix it. I'll put a new belt on it. First you say you don't hear nothing. And you don't test drive the truck. I told you it happens while it's driving down the road. But instead of test driving the truck so you can really hear and see what's going on, you decide to I'll just put a belt on it. And he said, oh, I'll take a look at it. Just for like a added protection. I went inside and told them I want a full inspection of the truck. They didn't do a full inspection of the truck. And he said once I got back from home time, he said he fixed it, right? As a truck driver, you're not a diesel mechanic. You're a truck driver. You know minimum things, the required things that you need to know. But as far as like the engine, I don't know nothing about the engine. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you don't know if your truck is fixed until you drive it. So I'm driving it the first day, fine. I thought, maybe he actually fixed it. Today, I haven't had the truck a full 24 hours. And today, this happens. It's not safe to drive the truck. And it sucks. So you can do everything right. You can like take your truck to the shop, tell them to do an inspection. You can show them videos of what's wrong with your truck. They still won't fix it. And I was so close to making a profit finally. It's been what, almost 3.5 weeks of not making money. If I was able to get through this week, then the following week where I went on ahead and planned some loads, I would have made like $5,000 probably, but most likely I would have made $5,000. Now I won't make nothing this week, no, and then next week I probably won't make nothing either. Almost 5-6 weeks pretty much with no paycheck. All because the mechanic don't want to look at your truck. He should be fired, like, for real. But whatever. Let's see. The loads have been canceled. See? Canceled. And I contacted Breakdown. Breakdown don't answer the phone, so don't even try to call Breakdown. You gotta respond by messages. So I sent 2 messages, and all I can do is wait for them to respond to those messages. And honestly, I'm like 5-6 miles from the terminal. I'm so close to like just driving back to the terminal and dropping the truck off. But I'm gonna calm down and just give me a cold drink from the TA and see what happens next, because I can't go another week like this. It's been like 4 or 5 weeks already of bullshit. No loads, no pay stubs, mechanics not working on your truck and saying they fixed your truck when they didn't fix the truck. Took 2 weeks to get the first paycheck. Yeah, I'm just going to sit and wait. Oh, and my my DM, I told my DM what was going on, and he was like, contact police and tell them to route you to a dealer. So I contact police, and the guy, he was like, just contact Breakdown for USA. We work through them and they'll route you and they'll just bill us. I was like, okay, called you for nothing. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I don't think I'm gonna make it another week, I promise you. Okay, another update. It's been 5 hours. I've been sitting here for 5 hours. Finally got in touch with Breakdown. They didn't respond to any of my messages. I had to be on hold for like forever before someone answered the phone. And the person I talked to was basically like, there's a Kenworth nearby. I didn't even check to see if the Kenworth is 24-hour Kenworth. For all I know, it's not. But I was told that I have to call dispatch to have someone come here to get my empty trailer. And once that person is physically on the property to get my trailer, then I could call Breakdown again. Who knows how long that would take for them to answer the phone. But call Breakdown, let them know someone is here to take the trailer, and then they'll send a wrecker to come tow me. But in my mind, I was like, why can't the wrecker tow me and the trailer? Because I see wreckers do it all the time, towing trailers. And plus, once all this is done, I'm just going to have to get another trailer anyway. Why do all that when they can just tow me and the trailer to the location? It's not even far, apparently. But anyway, so I do it. I call dispatch and I let them know, And they said, I'll see if I can try to find someone. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. 5 hours. And I'm sweating and it's still hot. All I got is this little fan. I opened the door, but opening the door don't do shit. Doesn't change the air quality at all. But I'm sweating so bad that my shirt fabric is on my arm. You know, like when you buy a new shirt and you don't wash it, you're supposed to wash it and the fabric gets on your skin. It's like that, but I had this shirt for 1.5 years. It shouldn't be doing that. But that's how much I'm sweating, that the fabric is getting on my skin. I don't know if you can you see that? That's fabric from my shirt on my skin. I'm sweating. FML, man. Freaking ridiculous. Come back when I'll come back with another update. Okay. So, I'm back at home. I don't even remember where I left off the last time. Is this light too bright? Oh well. Let's see. It's over here. Okay. I don't even remember where I left off the last time I did a video, but it's been a couple of days. And basically, I ended up coming back home and bringing my truck to the West Memphis terminal. So I ended up getting my truck to turn on. It's a crazy story how I got it to turn on. So I climbed out of the truck to go into the truck stop that I was at. And when I got out of the truck, I saw the screen flash on the dashboard. And then I was on the second step. When I saw the screen flash on the dashboard, I was like, what the heck? And then I climbed back in. And once I got on the first step from the ground to climb back in, it flashed again. Got on the second step, it stopped flashing. Got in the seat, it didn't flash. I turned the truck on, tried to turn it on, didn't work. So I was like, forget it. I got back out of the truck onto the first step on the ground, and the screen flashed again. I was like, huh. And every time I would jump on the step, the screen would flash. So I was jumping on the step up and down while turning the key at the same time. It would sputter, and then the truck came back on. Once it came back on, I didn't turn it off. So I started driving around the area close by the truck stop to see if the truck was drivable. It was drivable. I called breakdown, and I was like, there's a Kenworth nearby. I'm going to go to the Kenworth. I was just making sure that that's approvable for me to go to Kenworth. And they were like, pro lease doesn't approve anything over $1,000 outside of the USA terminal shop. So if I go to a Kenworth and it's something that costs more than $1,000, pro lease isn't going to approve it. So they were like, the best option is to go to a terminal. The closest one was the one in Georgia or the one in West Memphis. Both hundreds of miles away. At this point, I was like, forget it. I'm just going to go to the terminal in West Memphis. The truck is drivable. I'll make that drive, just go home and decompress. And if it takes days for my truck to get fixed, whatever the issue is, I'd rather be at home waiting for it. I ended up bringing my truck to the West Memphis terminal, even though I didn't want to do it. Not trying to be mean, but I just don't trust that shop. And whatever. So, because I brought my truck the first time, they didn't fix it right. And now I have to bring it again to the people who didn't fix it right. Okay. So, I do it anyway. They ended up finding quickly what's wrong with it. The cables on the battery was loose, which is what was causing the problem. It didn't take them long to fix it. And I was like, okay, can you do an inspection as well? Because I have to turn this inspection paper to my driver manager. It's a thing. Every quarter you gotta do inspection. You gotta turn the inspection sheet into your driver's manager's email. I've already asked for an inspection. They didn't do the inspection the first time. When the first time I brought my truck into the shop, I said, this time give me the paper. Show me that you did inspection. They said, okay. The shop is closed. This all happened today. This is like 2 days later. 2 days later from my initial issue with the truck. 2 days later, I'm here and the shop is closed, and they called me and they told me it was done, it was fixed. I was like, make sure you leave me the paper for the inspection, because I'm headed up there to get the paper. Y'all gonna be closed by the time I get there. They said, okay. The truck is fixed. I was able to turn it on, and they gave me the inspection paper, but they didn't do an inspection. One of the reasons why I know they didn't do an inspection, because with the issues with my battery happen, it's just like when there's a thunderstorm and the lights come back on and you blow a fuse. The same thing happened to my headlights. My headlights went off and the fuse, the bulb fried. That happened before I got here. So when I got to the terminal and I gave them my truck, the headlights were already messed up. But I was like, no big deal. They're doing an inspection. And on the inspection paper, it says, check headlight operation and check headlight for glazing. So they have to check the headlights. They have to check all that stuff. It's a part of the inspection. Did they do that? No. I'll show you. I am going to turn the truck on. And I'm going to turn the lights on. Now, let's go and check the headlights. The headlights aren't on because the headlights don't work, and they didn't check the headlights to see if they're even operational. So, how can you do a proper inspection on a vehicle and you didn't even tell that the headlights weren't working? So, how am I supposed to know that you checked the brakes and you checked all the other stuff that's important on the truck to make sure it's safe to drive? Why are you checking stuff off if you didn't check it? I will show you. So, where is it? Okay, headlight operation. Someone checked it like they checked the headlights. If you check the headlight operation, how comes my headlights not working? And how come you gave me an inspection sheet saying it's completed? I don't know who it is. I can't read. Jonathan Thomas, you did not do a proper inspection on my truck, which is one of the many issues that I'm having. I have taken this truck to the shop, I think so far 3 times. Each time something's wrong with it, again and again and again. And I'm being told that it's fixed, and it's not. And this inspection paper just proves it. That you're checking stuff off that hasn't been checked. This is ridiculous. And this is unsafe. And then I'm stuck. Like, I can't go to an outside dealer who I feel would properly check it and properly work on this truck, because police won't approve it if anything is over $1,000. This is ridiculous to its core.